Director Krennic Shuttle is, I think, one of the coolest designs in Star Wars, and I am very glad that I was able to put this together in Midi-Scale, and that it turned out so dang good. And so dang cheap, too. It has its problems, as does anything built out of Lego, but we'll talk about those later. Right now, let me inform you that there is a link to the instructions for this down in the description, as well as a complete parts list. And let me tell you, to get all the parts is really not that bad at all. And that is especially true if you want to leave this off of the stand. Because as a shuttle from Star Wars, it has folding wings, so you can pretty easily fold them up and put it in landed position, and then you don't even need a stand to display it at all. To get the parts for just the shuttle off of Bricklink only cost me about $40, which is insane, especially considering the fact that LEGO has a $70 black and red shuttle out on shelves right now. And for $20 to $30 less, you can get a similar size shuttle that doesn't have anti-studs on the outside of the wings. And then, as you saw a little bit earlier, this thing is very swooshable despite its small size. I was able to get a Technic frame on the inside there, so you can hold it from the top wing. You could hold it from one of the two side wings if you wanted, though I personally don't recommend that. But it is technically possible, and it won't disintegrate on you. You might have a couple of pieces fall off, but it won't be horrible. The wings are obviously very easy to fold up, and you can even hold it by the folded up wings if you want. Although I personally like to hold it from the top wing here like this, because it just makes it a little bit more fun to, act like it's coming in for a landing or whatever. Now, speaking of landing, there is no landing gear on this, but that's okay. It doesn't really need it. It sits at about the right height anyways when it's folded up like this. And while we're talking about wing folding, I should mention that you can't pose the wings at any angle you want. It's either all the way down or anything that is mostly up. You can probably get away with putting them at an angle of about 70 or 80 degrees with the ground and they'll stay in place, but anything less than that and they will want to fall down because the wings are fairly hefty for a build of this size. Which is about a foot in wingspan and about a foot tall as well when it's on the stand. Off of the stand, it's just shy of 10 inches. Now, I don't know about you guys, but quite often for me, my favorite parts of the Star Wars ships are the engines. Maybe that's just from a decade and a half of swooshing Star Wars ships away from me, and so I'm always seeing the engines, and it just kind of stuck. I don't know, but either way, I love the engines, and the engines on this turned out really good. The panels on this ship just click together so nicely, there's no gaps in the front and almost no gaps in the back, and I was very pleased with that. However, if you are going to be swooshing this around, the back will probably be your main problem area. This little assembly here is only attached via 2 Technic pins, so if you're putting your thumb there while you're swooshing it, it can come off fairly easily. And it has the potential to knock the back panel off, but I put it there to close up some of those aforementioned gaps. But if this is just going to sit on a shelf, then you'll have zero problems with it. And if it's not just going to sit on your shelf, then you can take it off fairly easily. There will just be a small gap on the bottom. And the same thing goes for the blasters up front. It's not too difficult to knock them off over the course of play, but if this is just going to be a display model for you, zero problems, and even if you want to use this as a play model, then they're fairly easy to put back on. Oh, and here it is next to the official 2016 playset, in case you were wondering what it looked like side by side with that one. But overall, I was super happy with how this turned out. There were a couple of details that I wasn't able to get, like the step in the back panels there that goes up to the engines, but there's only so much that you can do when you're working at this size, and for the size that it is, it turned out really good. Way better than I ever could have hoped. I think that this one is my best one so far. And yes, don't worry, the Interdictor is still on its way. It's just taking a little bit longer than I would have hoped. So subscribe if you want to see this eventually. It's just, man, Star Destroyers are a pain. Anyways, that's my Director Krennic's Midi-Scale Shuttle. Again, there are instructions in the description if you're interested in building this for yourself. I think it's a nice alternative to Kylo Ren's shuttle that's out right now, and it's a great way to get Krennic's shuttle if you don't want to spend the $300 to get the official playset. There is a chance that LEGO could make a Midi-Scale Krennic shuttle for the Rogue One anniversary next year, but let's be honest, this one is still going to be cheaper than whatever they come out with. But anyways, thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video. I appreciate you for making it this far. Hopefully that means that you enjoyed it if you did make it all the way to the end. And hopefully that means that you're going to want to go ahead and leave a like down below, maybe subscribe and leave a comment for the algorithm. And I will see you all later.